actually.
So okay, we must consider for that kind of tendency next 10 to 20 years. Okay, just Harari said, okay, nationalism is deteriorating and globalism will going to prosper in 10 years. It's not true.
No, he says the other way around. He's actually very wary of the nationalism.
No, I'm talking about what he's thinking. He much more emphasized on globalism. This is not true.
So what he's saying is that actually our biggest problems are global problems. But what we see is actually people are more moving back to nationalism, are going back to. So this is something that is problematic for the world because our biggest problems are global in nature, but we are trying to find the solution in national boundaries.
Okay, this morning I discussed about Han Fei, Chinese philosopher, one of the famous Chinese philosopher 2,500 years ago. And what he said is several thousand years ago, population is not large. Okay, they don't need to dig fields, just only take fruits and kill animals, or sufficient to survive for themselves. But since then, population is getting grow, and among tribes, they started battle. Okay, so then they need to consider how to consider for population, how to manage population, and how to crop or agriculture, everything else. This is several thousand years ago they started. This is Han Fei, he said. So now is they thinking about at that time they consider for the kind of globalization, right? How to survive each other. This is 2,500 years ago.
Right.
He saw that. Right. The current is the same. As you know, what he said. Okay. Do you know the Malthus? Malthus is famous for writing.
Oh, Malthus. Yes.
Malthus. And what he said is.
Yeah.
What he said, okay, this is 2,500 years ago.
Yeah.
Han Fei said, is population is growing,
doubling every 25 years.
Exponentially.
Yeah, exponentially. Yeah.
But food is not exponential.
Right.
And population growth and food and growth is different. So we're going to have a lot of problems in the future.
Right.
This is some sort of happen now. So what we're thinking about this is. We're going to consider for kind of not only food, everything, right? Technology, everything. So we need to consider for that globalization, nationalism. We need to consider for that balance of sort of global trend. But even in Europe, every country they consider for national interest. We cannot take them out. Okay, still now they have barriers. But we are going to communicate to those people what is more common issues. What is we're going to commonality, sharing the values. Sort of things we need to discuss. I agree with you. Right? Climate change the same. But many cases also they bring back to their own country.
Sure. But the way that Trump is.
Don't misunderstand. Trump is my country is great again. That his thinking approach is completely wrong.
America first.
Wrong.
Right.
Wrong.
That's not how you.
This is not kind of.
That's how you create conflict. That's not how you.
This is not selfish.
Build bridges.
This is just only selfish.
Yeah.
But his thinking is just only selfish, right? But this is not selfish. Is different from nationalism. Okay, must be clearly defined. Nationalism, we need to sovereignty. We need to consider our nation. Okay, what the responsibility for nation?
That's actually what he's doing, right? With putting a wall against Mexicans and
only selfish.
But this
is
not
nationalism. This is selfish America.
I think it's nationalism, but
no, not nationalism. This is selfish America. America is, as you know, 100 years, 200 years, the same stance. Not only Trump, everybody thinking about America first. 200 years ago, do you remember for South America, they just something doctrine. Same.
The domino doctrine, or
No, something I forget that. Something 200 years ago.
200.
200 years ago. This is South America. Central America is backyard of America. So this is Europe. Should not be interfere. South America, Central America. This is our field.
Well, actually, was it aimed against the USSR?
Now it's the same. Now it's the same.
Aimed against USSR.
Now it's the same.
So they didn't want to have anyone in their backyard. No commies in the backyard.
That's Venezuela is the same, right? And Chavez, and they beat Chavez. They beat the current Maduro.
Yeah.
Maduro, he's nothing wrong. He's not so smart guy, but he's nothing wrong, right?
Well, that's a problem. It's not a problem if people are not smart, but it's a problem once they become the most very powerful people.
No. Their own country. Please don't interrupt them. They said, why America interrupt them? Why America attack Cuba? Cuba is own their country. This is their nationalism. Right?
Oh yeah.
But America tried to invade them. This is wrong. Okay, you America first. But America first, okay, you're going to conserve America first, or why don't you go outside? But still go outside, right? Like South China Sea, America decides we're going to interrupt China's invasion South China Sea. Through their intention is different. America first, not Japan,
Of course.
not the Philippines, okay, not Taiwan. I don't care about that, okay? They try to America first. We won't be rich.
A national interest. That's the
No.
basis.
We won't be rich.
Right.
Philippines, Duterte, South China Sea, I don't care.
Of course not.
Right?
Of course not.
So China is the same. China don't care about any Asian country.
That's the basis of geopolitics. No?
This is national interest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, sure. Sure. So, but the point is that also a lot of our national interest is actually a global interest.
Okay, they're going back to climate change. So say your opinion.
So going back to climate change, going back to technological development, going back to our global financial network, going back to our global legal network.
No, speak out. Climate change.
Climate change, I believe that if we are going to be true nationalistic, if we're going to focus on and trying to solve everything putting our own country first, we are at odds with other countries. That will prevent us from dealing with climate change and other global problems in an effective manner. That is something that we need to realize. So these nationalistic tendencies will actually prevent us from dealing with our most urgent problems.
Oh, these sort of things happened 200 years ago or 100 years
Yes.
ago.
No,
Just,
actually, the
do you
example.
remember Preußen
Yeah,
in Europe?
but
Okay, power is all. America has power, China has power. We're going to invade everything. Climate change, we're going to lead. Don't speak out anything at all, like everything, right?
Right. But
Even if Trump is negative for climate change, but if he's going to support climate change, but he just only thinking about climate change for their own national interest.
yeah, because he only thinks about America. He doesn't care.
No, China is the same.
But he
Or
cannot.
Germany is the same. French is the same.
Right.
Climate change or
But
national interest.
ultimately, he can only win. He can only deal with American interests by making sure that for one reason or the other, China is not going to be a major polluter. Europe is not going to be a major polluter. So he
They are
needs,
major polluter actually.
right. They are major polluter, but don't think that they will actually do anything to support the United States or the American interest if we are going to start a trade war or even getting closer and closer to a actual war. This is
Oh, okay, just misunderstand. Current Trump strategy is wrong. I agree with you. Trade war is
Definitely.
wrong.
definitely.
But I'm talking
Definitely.
about. No, don't touch it. This is very, very dangerous. It's very. You can cut finger very easily.
Really?
If you're going to touch it, you cut your finger.
It's
You can open it. You can just.
just look at it.
I don't guarantee for you. Very easy to cut your finger. I use this for my fruits. Fruits? Touch it? Yeah, very easy. By the way, okay, going back to the climate change.
Right.
What's your opinion?
My opinion is that
You said CO2, okay, CO2.
CO2.
Say something.
My opinion about CO2 and any other global problem, we should deal with it in a global manner. That's why we cannot always put our own interest first, and we need to deal with it in a global manner. I think the biggest challenge for the world as a whole, with climate change, with everything, is to create a tax base, a way that we can.
Tax?
A tax.
You mean the environment tax you are talking about?
Environment tax, whatever tax, but we need to be able to tax to redistribute. I think that the biggest problem that we need to solve is redistribution problem.
I don't understand what you mean.
Redistribution problem means that actually we have technology that can achieve great things. We have a lot of like our transparent financial system that is global can create fantastic things because it can bring money to every part in the world. Therefore, it can support people everywhere in the world. But if we are not going to basically able to tax people who make lots of money, who are the winners in our system, and if money can just move away freely, if the profits that are made by people the inventors of the newest AI applications are going to benefit limitlessly, while so many people will lose their job, then we create problems in society that we cannot deal with because we cannot actually tax. We cannot leverage any tax, and if we cannot tax, we cannot support people with re-education, with basic income, with all these things. So our biggest problem.
Are you talking about like Sweden? 70% tax?
I'm not talking about 70%. I'm talking about that at the moment, the richest companies, the most profitable companies, the largest companies, they pay the lowest tax percentage. That is a problem.
But in history, they don't do that.
Right. So that's something we need to fix.
They don't do that.
But we need to fix.
I tell you, 1% of American population occupy 90% of total assets, but they don't want to share.
Yeah, but I think that's a problem.
No. But that you can solve it.
Yeah, but I think that is unacceptable. We cannot solve it. Why can't we solve it?
No, they cannot.
It's a big problem.
Okay, I tell you, no.
We need to solve it.
Not problem, but some cases you can touch issues. Okay, if you're going to share 1% in the population, you're going to share your profit. Rich people never release their asset.
We need to do it.
No, they will not.
But we need to do it.
That is the government.
Right.
Actually, that manages their government.
So, but we need
Who's
to do
going to do that? You are talking about revolution?
Whatever it takes.
Revolution is the Russian Revolution and Chinese Revolution that happened. But again, government will going to occupy all the assets. As you know, Putin, they own their own assets. China, Xi Jinping, their core people, they own their assets.
Well, maybe, Uno-san, maybe the problem, the solution is not okay, so basically what we are trying to do always is, go directly to people who have a lot of money and take the income tax or profit tax, right?
No, they cannot do that. Government themselves is rich people. Rich people, they will not allow them to do that.
So maybe we should move away from an income tax and a profit tax.
That I told ask you.
Go to a
that's the reason why I ask you. This is Sweden. I said.
Yeah, no.
Sweden,
you're not
like
listening to me because I'm not done talking what the solution is.
Yeah, I understand. Your consumption tax 30%. No, they don't agree with that.
Who?
Government.
Why not?
Rich people. Government equal rich people. Okay. Wall Street,
Right.
and also
sure, I 100% agree. So they rule the world. Money rules the world, but that cannot be. We cannot keep.
this kind of things happen. Like in Japan, government they cannot raise consumption tax because they lose their position. Right? Japan is different. Okay, Japan is occupied not the rich people.
Right.
America is and many British is rich people government.
Right. And
But Japan is not.
they have a huge influence. The people who represent Google and the lobby of the big.
Do you know the Philippines? But good example. Okay, Philippines and Vietnam. Vietnam is a socialist country. Philippines a democratic country. Philippines is the GDP. Philippines 3,000. Vietnam is 2,500. But Vietnam is much more richer. Ordinary people because 3,000 US dollars majority GDP owned by 0.1% population.
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
Right.
But they are ordinary people, very poor compared to Vietnam.
Right.
Vietnam is so rich. Right? So Vietnam is okay, just what you said. This is attainable. They can do that. But America, Philippines, the democratic country, they cannot do that.
Right. But why?
Indonesia cannot do that.
So, but actually, okay, we can say we can try to control that, and basically we get into the same situation.
Thinking about that, rich people cannot give money for poor people. I can't believe it.
It should.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't solve that,
I tell you, I was rich. I understand. When you're rich, you don't give any money to poor people. If you're poor, you're going to share your money to everybody. This is human being. Okay. Last week I told you, who that? This is what in English is not hypocrisy, philanthropy. Philanthropy is just only for the poor people, not rich people. Never do that. Okay, they don't do that.
Well, there are a lot of people who are philanthropists.
Hypocrisy.
Well, Bill Gates is
hypocrisy.
There is a lot of hypocrisy in that. There is a lot of hypocrisy in that.
But you are talking about the kind of dream never happened.
I don't think it's not necessarily a dream.
Japan is capable. Japan is not like America, not like Indonesia. Okay, not the government does not occupied by rich people, and they have not big gap rich and poor. So this is very fair. But Japan's problem is nobody makes judgment. Right? Nobody makes judgment. They don't think about their future. This is the problem. Okay. Auto drive, climate change, every kind of sort of thing is how do you think about 10 years later? Okay, some officials is thinking about that, but government politicians don't think about the future. This is a problem. You're thinking back 30 years ago, nothing different.
No.
This is a problem for Japanese. But Japanese, very good point is they don't thinking about national interest. They don't have national interest. Just like you said, okay, try to barrier the so kind of. But problem is, Japanese is automatically language barrier. This is a big problem. But Japanese don't consider for national interest. Okay, we globalize. Of course, yes, they say, but they can't do that. Okay, if Indonesian people come here, Philippines come here, they hate them because they can't speak Japanese. Right? This is some more heavy barrier they have. Right? So you said nationalism and globalism is different by country.
Well, I'm actually saying I'm not denying that.
Japanese they don't have national interest. Okay, we try to organize the Asia Pacific country. We're going to effort. We're going to coordinate.
Not entirely true.
Before World War II,
that's
before World War II, they organized.
Japan is not that much better than the rest of the world.
Do you remember Great Asian War, Great Asian Association Consortium, and Manchuria? This is they do not have national interest. They're only for them. I discuss European people, everybody, economists, journalists, Clyde, what the hell are you talking about? Just don't tell a lie. No, don't tell a lie. That's the reason I wrote the book. Right? But this is Japanese, it is very, very, it's kind of, how can I say, weird, special peculiarity, special kind of people, Japanese. We cannot compare any other nation, country's people. Very special, right? But any European people never understand who are they. Okay? No selfish, okay? But no selfish. But
No,
they are
that's true in Japan, eh?
yeah, but they
Among themselves.
Unfortunately, they don't have money.
They are not selfish among themselves. They are selfish for
Like
vis-a-vis the rest of the world.
America, okay, rich people distribution. We don't have distribution money. Right? So this is different.
Well, in Japan, actually, there are pretty steep taxes, and well, actually, it doesn't really. I mean, but it's not really. It's not like Europe. It's not like Scandinavia or even the Netherlands.
Okay, we're going to break.
Tax base, yeah.
Okay, we're going to break. Good discussion.
It's got it in there.
You changed a lot, right?
I changed a lot.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Nationalism.
I changed a lot.
Your basic concept, thinking approach.
So,
Yeah. But anyway, just I try to say.
ちょっと寒い日、うのさん。
Huh? Okay. I stop it.
Oh.
Huh?